You guys ready to go get something to eat?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's eat! I didn't put the date killed on there yet, but it was yesterday afternoon, or actually yesterday morning.
We talking about when it was shot or when we finally got off the mountain?
And then I had a question for you guys about the die-off that they had in 15B West. Do you know when it was?
The first one was in 2002 and the second one was in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, we sure found a lot of skeletons that were, you know, 7, 8 years old kind of thing. Wow. Where it's just down to random vertebrae and stuff in the washes.
Yeah, it started up north there and worked its way south.
What disease did they?
Pneumonia, right?
It's called Imobi. Yeah.
And do you know, was it a 1-year thing, multiple year thing when they had the pneumonia outbreaks?
I don't actually know. Aaron will know though.
Okay. I'm just pretty fascinated with how something that can kind of be harmless in domestic sheep, but really have an impact on the bighorn sheep.
Perfect.
Yeah. I think that like most of the herds here now have an endemic strain that they kind of just deal
Have a
with.
safe flight.
Okay.
Doesn't kill them off as much.
And good luck.
Okay.
So long term it'll probably be okay then.
That sounds like it. Do you know how long the those outbreaks tended to last? At least the pretty fatal ones.
They tend to last anywhere from 5 to 8 years, depending on how severe it was. And we just have to wait till we start seeing lamb recruitment again. Because the females pass the disease on to their young.
Okay.
The females will continue to be sick
Mm-hmm.
and pass it on to their lambs as they grow.
Okay.
And so when we start seeing the ewes really recover and the lambs living is when we know we're going to be back on the uptick again.
Well, we probably saw, I'd say, 4 young lambs
Yeah.
with 2 different groups.
Yeah, we started documenting lambs again in the last 2 years.
Okay.
So they'll just have to kind of slowly replace that age class, that cohort that we were missing in the die-off.
Yeah, it was definitely significant, the bones you'd see and the horns.
Almost any wash, if you walk down a mile to 2 miles, you were going to find a set of vertebrae and whatnot.
It affects the older age class animals more than the middle age class initially.
Okay.
And then they'll start recovering, so we'll just miss that cohort of lambs that don't survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing recent. I mean, everything we saw, I would guess it to be 6, 7 years.
Yeah, at least.
Because it's like down to just a few white bleached bones.
Yeah. So what all do you guys check?
So we're going to collect a whole bunch of data today, and we're going to collect information about you, and then everything else is about the sheep and the hunt.
Okay.
So we're going to collect a DNA sample, which we just store, and then we use it to donate when people have research projects.
Okay.
So they pay to have it processed, and then we get the data from it.
Very cool.
We just have a bank of genetic data that way for all the sheep that were harvested. And then we're taking swabs, which are samples to test for MOV.
Okay.
Not so much to document that it's there anymore, but to document the prevalence of it, and strain type if we need to.
So you're
We
saying
can
a lot of them are
identify-
going to have it, it's just they're dealing with it.
Yeah, it's always going to be there. We've had 2 die-offs in the blacks. The O2 die-off which recovered, and then the 15 DAP, which is just kind of starting to recover. So they're always going to have it. They're always going to carry it. And from year to year, we're going to have sheep die. But hopefully they won't have a breakout
Right. Okay.
unless they get a new strain. The second strain in 2015 allegedly came across the river from Nevada,
Wow.
which came from California.
Okay.
And we don't know where the first strain came from in '02. But the second strain is called the Mojave strain because that's where it came from in California. And then we're going to collect information about the size and age of the sheep, just for purposes. That's the long-term data set that we have for sheep hunting. We care more about the length and the bases, but we'll do the whole score for you. It won't be an official score, but if you want to have it officially scored, you can. And then you can send us the score and we'll update it to reflect that information. We're going to ask you a little bit about your experience on the hunt and what else you saw.
Okay.
And then your mother's maiden name. And you also.
Yeah.
Social security number, bank account record.
Favorite pet as a
Take
kid.
all numbers.
Yeah. So if someone wants to help him hang on to the animal while he starts scoring, I will ask questions.
Okay.
So we're just going to measure the total length of the horn. So could you just hold the 0 at the base?
We're bone hips hair. Okay.
I think he said to put it on the nose, didn't he?
There's no need.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Oh, I can hold here too if you want. Just tell me where.
Use the centimeter side. It'll give you a better score.
Did you use a guide?
No.
Did you hit any sheep you couldn't recover?
No.
What day did you kill?
Yesterday the 4th.
Did you hunt all 4 days?
2 of the 4 days.
That's 28 flat. Thank you.
Did you see any mountain lions?
No. But we
Domestic sheep or goats?
say it again?
Domestic sheep or goats?
No.
Did you see any feral hogs?
No. Tell me if you need me to do anything.
Let's see, what did I ask? Mountain lions, burros.
We did see
Burros.
burros.
Lots of burrows.
How many?
I'd say
I saw 6 that one morning.
a dozen.
Okay.
We were
But as
camped
far
in
as-
Kingman Wash. I mean, when you travel those flats, you see a lot.
Yeah, as far as the actual areas where the sheep were, we did never,
She was a little excited.
we never did see any sheep. Or, I'm sorry, we never did see any burrows where there were sheep.
Okay. Did you see any feral horses up there?
No.
Okay. No domestic sheep, no feral hogs.
No.
And B West is only 1 tag.
2 tags actually.
Okay. Did
It
you
was
run
2.
into the other hunter?
It was 2 this year. No, we did not.
Okay. Injuries on the body?
No.
Okay. Did it have any snot running out of its nose
No.
or coughing?
No, not from what I could tell. I mean, when I was inserting the swabs, it was kind of gummy in there, but I think that was just normal wetness.
Was it like snot you would have when you were sick or
Mm.
just wetness?
Just clear with some wetness from clear nasal juices and then a little bit of dirt.
Okay. Did you guys see if you saw any coughing sheep?
I don't know what that is.
Any what?
Any coughing sheep?
Sheep
Oh.
that were actually coughing. No,
No.
never.
Okay.
Oh, and we watched that one herd use for over an hour.
Yeah.
They weren't even afraid. They just stayed there by the boat.
Are there ticks in the ears? Any parasites?
I didn't see anything.
I think he's looking.
Okay. I mean, I'm
Unless
not
you're
a professional,
somehow-
but I mean, they're pretty big.
Yeah. They usually have ticks.
There's a couple ones.
So I'd be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah, there's 2 little ones here.
Okie dokie. That's, oh gosh. They're probably not very happy now. Not very good blood flow going on.
Yeah.
You're using centimeters, right?
No, this is more than an inch.
Wow, this thing's a 400 round.
You take the long horn and divide it by 4, right?
Did you guys say you did some scouting?
Lots of
there's
scouting.
probably
Just those 2.
6 days worth of scouting.
Okay, did you keep track of what you saw?
Yeah, we saw.
We saw the first trip. We only saw one group with a small ram. It was a
8
group
ewes
of 9
and
or
a
10.
ram. And the
Second time we saw 5
5
groups.
groups. One was a lone ewe. The other groups had
There's a group
6
of
ewes, 1 ram. There was a group that had 2 rams, 5 ewes, and then one more group that was 9 ewes.
9 ewes, but probably one of those ewes was a young ram. You know.
Yeah, we never could.
Was that the group we was watching from the boat?
I think I think it was the same group.
There
Yeah.
was
Seven
one
and
ram
one,
in that
right?
group.
7-1, 14-1.
Yeah, like technically a ram, but as far as horn, kind of the same.
Okay. And did you see any lambs while you were scouting?
So when I was saying ewes, I would say there was
Okay.
2 ewes with that first group, and then amongst the other groups, probably a total of 3 or 4 more ewes, but young enough that barely had little nubs on their heads.
Okay, and then did you keep track while you were hunting?
Of what we saw?
Mhm.
So the first group
First day-
was what?
First day we saw
Was it 7?
3 groups. There was a group of 7 ewes, well, 5 ewes, 2 lambs. We saw a group of 5 sheep. There was 2 rams, because you saw one that left.
You're talking
So
about
2
the second
rams.
group that we saw.
That's the final group, is actually the one I was thinking.
Okay, the final group, yeah, 2 mature rams, no, actually, we can't say it was the same group. So, a mature ram, a young ram, and then what do you think?
2 ewes and a lamb.
Yeah,
And
that
then
sounds
the
right.
The middle group was 9 animals, and I would say there was 2 lambs, so 7 ewes, 2 lambs.
But young rams on that one.
Oh yeah, there was a young ram on that, so I like 1 young ram,
Okay.
5 ewes, and 2 lambs.
And then, is that total what you were
No, that
hunting?
doesn't. You're right. So 6 ewes, 2 lambs, 1 small ram, and that was all we saw on day 1. And then day 2, yesterday, this was the first group we spotted. It was a group of 5, and we are imagining it was 3 ewes and 2 rams, similar to this. The other one was a little bit smaller than this one.
Yeah, I love his nose. I love how beat up it is.
Yeah, he was probably actively mating.
You said, John, one time you thought you might have heard a head clash that one time. That I think yesterday when we were, or 2 days ago when we were hiking.
Yeah.
And actually, we were in that area, and it was that direction you pointed.
Could have been those 2.
Yeah.
You consider all these sheep up here in Nelson,
Everything north of the Santa
Man,
Maria,
we saw
east
one
of
that looked like a longhorn steer.
You look at it, it's really
Yeah.
wide.
So that's average for that age.
Awesome.
So we got 7 years old and 141 and a quarter.
Yeah, that's
For that
awesome.
unit, that's nice.
That's good. Yes.
I think as far as the plug,
Mhm.
I want to go on this side. So
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm going to have him turned.
This side toward the wall
Yeah.
and this side out.
This side towards the wall. So
Yep.
plug there.
Okay.
All right.
There it is. There's the successful hunter. Yeah, super awesome.
It's amazing. But those that were down the other way, they all came back down again.
Yeah, well, they were thinking it's not
Yeah, he's in here. His other side's in here. I got sheep down here. We use them to practice checkouts.
Okay.